Sometimes the dream God gives you will put you in places you never wanted to go. A pit, a prison, a waiting season. But God never stopped working. What was meant for evil, God turned into purpose. Every closed door, yeah, He still worked it. In the waiting, in the heartbreak, in the silence, He was faithful. What was meant for evil, God had a plan. Yeah, young Joesph dreaming bigger than the fields now. Stars bowing down, got his brothers feeling real proud. Nah, jealous hearts started switching up the mood. Favor from his father made the family split in two. Coat of many colors blowing in the desert wind. They saw the dreamer come and said, this gotta end. Threw him in the pit while he crying out for help. Sold him for some silver like his life ain't worth itself. But heaven saw it all though, God was still riding. Even in the darkness, the promise still shining. What was meant for evil, God turned into purpose. Every closed door, yeah, He still worked it. In the waiting, in the heartbreak, in the silence, He was faithful. What was meant for evil, God had a plan. Yeah. Now he's far from home in another nation, serving in Potiphar's house with determination. Tried to stay faithful when temptation came close, but lies got him chained when he said no. Sitting in a cell, dreams probably feeling dead, wondering if the promise is still living in his head. But God was in the prison, God was in the pain, God was in the waiting season, working through the rain. Somebody hearing this been waiting way too long. Life changed suddenly and now everything feels wrong. But just because it's silent don't mean heaven moves. Sometimes God is building what you cannot see yet do. The pit wasn't the end. The prison wasn't the end. The waiting wasn't the end. Sometimes the process feels punishment, but God is preparing you for places you haven't stepped into yet. Then one night Pharaoh started having dreams. Nobody understood what the symbols really mean. Then somebody remembered there was one locked away, a Hebrew in the prison who could help explain. Now Joesph standing where he never thought he'd be. From prison to the palace, now the whole world sees. 7 years of plenty, 7 years of drought. God was setting everything in motion from the start. Now the brothers show up hungry and afraid, face to face with Joesph that they threw away. Could've paid him back, could've let revenge speak, but grace showed up instead and made the story complete. You meant evil, but God meant good. Tears falling while the family understood. What was meant for evil, God turned into purpose. Every closed door, yeah, He still worked it. In the waiting, in the heartbreak, in the silence, He was faithful. What was meant for evil, God had a plan. If you're stuck in the waiting, if life changed suddenly, if people walked away, don't give up in the middle of the story. God still has a plan.